Want to know what my favorite things ever is? Racing. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the whole racing scenario. I used to do the whole biking, snowboarding, race cars, video games, that kind of stuff. Anything that goes fast with speed. But the thing about speed too is that in real life is that's the thing about relationships is they tend to rush it. Yeah, because that's the last thing that we need is we all kind of need to rush when it comes to relationship towards others, and I'm here to tell you to slow down. I say this too, and this is addressed to all the kids with autism. Is that I understand it can be frustrating, because you are desperate for acceptance. You want friendships. You want to have relationships. You want to do a lot of things that most kids have already accomplished. I totally understand. I get that. I have made a terrible poor example when it comes to social areas and for acceptance. But the way I see it is that before you're actually, first of all, I'm sure you've probably heard the term of to be yourself and treat others the way you want to be treated. It's a very common saying, and they definitely work in their own ways. But this video is definitely not here for that. Instead, along with those common good tips, I would like to specifically point out that before you are to be accepted by others, first of all, you need to accept yourself. See, that's the very first step, because the last thing you want to do is to rush the relationship, rush the progress, and you want to not really do that. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to not go too fast. It's like the old saying goes, is that the race is not always favorable to the swift. Not always favorable to the swift. It can work on some areas, on some times, but for this case, when it comes to acceptance, you don't want to ever rush the progress. Otherwise, you know what happens when people rush, especially when it comes to racing. That's right. They tend to overturn. They tend to drift and go off track, and especially off track. And you know what happens? They crash. They crash and burn. And we don't really want to do that right now. It's like sure we got the fire extinguishers and help is on the way on the spot. But most good racers, they want to avoid doing that. It's okay to slow down, use the brakes, and first of all, that's always very important. Is to before you get accepted by others, first you must accept yourself first, and that's all it really takes. And it can take a while. It can take a very long time, even if it takes years to accept yourself. Take it from me. It took me over a very, very long time, maybe even a couple of decades to accept myself, and you can do the same thing as well. Maybe even a lot faster than I could. As part of the race, have the race too with finding acceptance as well. And like I said, don't rush it. Just everyone is different. They can accept themselves now, or maybe even a day, or the next year, or the next couple of years. Just however long it takes. It's a journey that we all have to take for ourselves. It's a race that I believe is worth racing for. So, the race is worth taking. Worth seeing the checkered flag, and all you have to do is just line up on the starts, and then you'll know when to start, and then as soon enough you will be able to know when you will see the checkered flag. So that's all I have to really say here for now. So this is Tyler McNamer of Autismworks, and telling you to to get to work, to make it work. And until then, keep racing, fellas.